In every shadow, behind every whisper in the woods, something unknown is waiting. This is DNR Paranormal's Cryptid Files podcast.
Yes.
We are here to talk about the Lake Norman Monster.
Yes. Lake
So,
Norman.
Lake Norman Monster comes to us from Lake Norman
Yeah.
in North Carolina, which is right by Charlotte, actually.
Yes.
And Normie was first sighted in 2002, so we're back on a new cryptid.
Yeah.
This is cool. And he's described as a long, like, serpentine body with scaly fins and flippers, and a dog-like head with red eyes. And he's between 10 and 25 feet long, depending on who you ask. So let's talk about Lake Norman first, or Norman Lake.
Yes, that's a good idea. I have a whole bunch on Norman Lake. So it's a man-made lake.
It is. It's the biggest man-made lake in North Carolina.
It is. And so I'm going to talk about the river first before the dam.
Yeah, the Catawba.
Yeah.
Catawba. I wrote it down somewhere.
Yeah.
Catawba. Yeah.
Maybe.
We'll go
I don't know. We don't know, but we know what it is. We know how to spell
Catawba.
it. Yeah. So it's 220 miles long. It runs through just the Carolinas and has been the central to Native American culture, farming, and the mill industries. The original name for the Native American tribes that were in the area were Ye-is-wa-hre. That's what...
What?
It's hard to...
That's the name of the tribe or the river?
That's the name of the tribe.
Okay.
Which means people of the river, like translated. And settlers actually started calling them Catawba
Okay.
because they
couldn't
couldn't say
pronounce.
Ye-is-wa-hre very well. So,
we can barely say it well.
yeah, no, I can't say it well. But anyways, so that's where the name Catawba came from. And basically they have been there for thousands and thousands of years beforehand. And they have their, I'll go into some of their river monster ideas that may have loosely connected to our character later. But basically that's the river.
Right.
That's the river it's all based on. Now, the Cohen's Ford Dam. The idea for the large hydroelectric dam at Cohen's Ford near Huntersville, North Carolina was first proposed in the 1950s by Duke Power, which is now Duke Energy. On September 28th, 1959, construction officially began.
Yep.
And the dam was built to generate hydroelectric power, provide cooling water for Duke's coal and later nuclear plants
Yes.
that are right on the lake.
Yes.
And assist with flood control and water depth supplies for the Charlotte region.
Right.
On March 20th, 1962, Duke closed the dam's floodgates and the valley behind it began to flood. By 1963, the lake reached full pond, so it was filled. The dam was formally dedicated on September 29th, 1964.
Right.
So basically, the dam that created Lake Norman, it was named for Norman Atwater Cock, a Duke Power president. You're a child. Now, here's the interesting part. Entire farms, bridges, cemeteries, and mill towns were completely submerged when they flooded.
So there might be some ghosts under this lake.
Yeah, so basically they flooded the entire area. Some graves were relocated, not all of them. Some buildings were demolished. Not all of them. Basically the same thing with everything. So under the lake, there's still buildings and remnants of the towns and farms that were flooded by the dam.
Yeah, it's like a regular thing to go scuba diving in there and explore the ruins and stuff.
Yes.
Which I want to get scuba certified so I can do that.
Just so I can go do that.
I
So
wanna go do
basically,
that so
under
bad.
this lake, there is an entire, like there's towns under this lake. Like with buildings and structures and debris. Not sure how much of that's still like visible under there.
Well, I mean, think about the ghost bridge that we saw in New Jersey.
Yeah.
That had been there since the 1700s.
Yeah.
And it's still there fully preserved.
It's fully preserved, and we walked under it, which is probably super dangerous. But
I walked over it.
And I
peed on it.
Yeah, you did.
Or peed next to it.
Peed next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that's down there, which is super cool. They just completely fled the area. There was some anger from the townspeople when that happened, obviously.
Right.
A lot of them got paid a lot more than they would have, like market value for their homes from the power company.
Yep.
But it's also, you know, small farm town in rural North Carolina where, you know, generations of people have lived there and now it's just underwater. So there was, I mean, some hostility a little bit. But yeah, it was interesting to see how much history was just buried under a lake there. I was going to talk a little bit about the legend. So it really emerged in the 1960s.
Okay.
Like the first sightings that I saw, which is, you know, right after the dam was built.
Right.
Obviously, it's a man-made lake, so there's no ancient lake monster traditions tied directly to it, besides some of the Native American stuff that I'm going to touch on.
Which might have been in the river, but still could not have been in the lake because the lake didn't exist yet.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. Early on, locals began reporting strange things, large wakes with no boats, odd shadows under the water, creatures surfacing briefly. The name Normie was coined as a playful nod to the Loch Ness monster Nessie.
Right.
Kind of stuck as the mascot. But the first recorded sightings was from like the 1960s, 1970s, where fishermen and boaters began sharing stories of a long snake-like creature disturbing the waters. Some of the earliest accounts mentioned the dog-like head with glowing eyes and a body stretching as long as a stretch limo. Others claim to see massive fins or tails breaking the surface, strange ripples in the water.
I didn't write anything down because there's nothing notable. Just that Normie's been seen chasing boats and jet skis, keeping up with speedboats as well. So this is fast.
Yeah.
He's also been seen by swimmers, scuba divers, and other things floating around in the water. A scuba diver actually claimed Normie bit off one of his flippers.
Yeah.
So he didn't take his foot, but he took his whole flipper away with him. And there is an entire website actually dedicated to Normie called LakeNormanMonster.com, and you can actually go there and read all of the sightings that are posted. You can actually post sightings yourself with pictures and all that kind of stuff. So I will link that to anyone who's interested, either into our description and on Discord and all that kind of cool stuff. So check that out. That's really cool. It's fun to sift through all that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, you can keep ripping.
All right, sweet. So, where did this thing come from? That is the big question. So, there's a couple of theories that we're going to touch into.
Can I touch the theory?
You can touch it. All right, yeah. Let me hear.
Because you'll probably have more info on the theories that I have, and I'm just gonna.
Okay, cool.
So one theory is that it's a giant bowfin,
Okay.
which is, as you probably know as a fisherman, a
Yeah.
type of fish. But it's unlikely because they prefer shallow and swampy water.
Yeah, and they're not 30 feet.
Yeah, no, they're not 30 feet, and they're not living in Lake Norman. There's no bowfin in Lake Norman. So another explanation that it's a prehistoric survivor, like
Yes.
with almost every cryptid. But the big plot hole in that is this lake isn't prehistoric.
Yeah, and where was the
Where was it
prehistoric
during? Unless it was hiding under a
creature,
village that
yeah.
they flooded. Another theory is that it's a hellbender, which is the largest species of salamander found in North America.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool if they grew to more than 2 feet long.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, there's no way.
Yeah, hellbenders only grow up to about 2 feet. Even record-breaking ones probably aren't going to make it past 3 feet. And they also prefer cold mountain rivers. They're not going to be in North Carolina. They are in North Carolina, but they're in the mountains of North Carolina. Like I said, freshwater rivers. So they're not hanging out in a lake. Now we have two here that are somewhat plausible.
Yeah.
Could be a giant catfish.
Yes.
Which,
Blue cats.
right. Possible record-breaking blue catfish have been caught in Lake Norman.
Yeah.
And blue catfish can be known to grow over 6 feet.
Yes.
Which Normie is said to be between 10 and 25 feet, but you know how people exaggerate. It
Yeah.
could have been a 7-foot catfish, and they went, "Oh my god, that thing was 10 feet long."
I also
Plot hole:
yeah.
the largest catfish caught in Lake Norman was only a little over 4 feet.
I will expand on that a little bit.
Go for it. Expand on it now.
Well, all right.
We're on the catfish one, so let's talk about the catfish.
Okay. Well,
Unless you had anything to add to the other four.
kind of, just fit. I would do your last. Do your last
All right, and
one
then the last possible explanation
because it goes with that. I'm reading that
is
word.
that it's a mutant
Yeah.
created by runoff from the nuclear plant, the coal plant, and the hydroelectric plant.
Yes.
Whether it's something that was a mutated catfish or it's a completely new species created by all of the pollution and or stuff.
Yeah. So I have some intertwined theories that with yours. Let me start off with the first one that I wanted to touch on, which isn't intertwined. Basically, the Catawba tribe told stories of giant serpents, kind of like leech-like beings inhabiting the river.
Okay.
Long before the dam existed, obviously. These stories may have blended into the new monster tales of the reservoir was built, giving Normie a sense of like ancient mystery. So basically, the most notable water being is the Uktena, or sometimes called the Uktena.
Can you spell that?
Uktena.
Okay.
And it's basically a giant horned serpent, often described as snake size of a tree trunk, with scales glistening and supernatural powers. It was best known from Cherokee mythology, but neighboring tribes southeast, including the Catawba, shared similar traditions of massive serpents or water spirits living in the river.
Okay.
So we don't really have the official name from the tribe there, but it's super similar to the Cherokee version of it.
Right.
And they were often said to dwell in deep holes, whirlpools, or bends in the river. That's like the one like Native American kind of like bring into it.
Right.
So Duke Energy,
Right.
they have conducted a series of science experiments.
Okay.
Okay. And some normal things from like thermal discharge studies from the nuclear power plant. They basically conducted thermal impact studies to measure how heated water discharge back into the lake affects fish, algae, and dissolved oxygen, and often showed localized warming in the lake, which boosted algae growth and attracted fish, but also stressed some aquatic species. Then they also did some studyings for, simple stuff for like, coal and ash groundwater monitoring, after their coal controversies because they got sued. Huge lawsuit, actually. So 2014, the bill exposes all kinds of stuff into the lake.
I didn't realize they had a spill from the coal plant.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
No, it was huge. Duke pleads guilty to multiple Clean Water Act violations. They were fined. In 2017, regulators extended pollution compliance deadlines to 2023. A historic cleanup agreement reached 80 million tons of ash to be excavated. Sinkhole leaks, cleanup underway. 1/3 of the ash removed. The full cleanup by 2038 is planned.
Well, they still haven't finished.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
Well, I'm going to poke one big hole in this, though.
Yeah.
If this was in 2013, Normie's been around since at least 2002, if not
No,
longer.
this is when they were caught.
Okay.
Yeah, this is when they were caught.
I thought this happened then. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's another lawsuit that was just filed recently against them.
Oh, shit.
Yes. So anyways, they were doing some fish and ecology studies where
Yeah.
they, regularly stocked fish into Lake Norman, funded fish population studies. They did electrofishing service, tagging studies to help track largemouth bass, catfish, striped bass populations. And then some anglers started to notice unusual fish sizes and growth rates, leading to speculation that the power plant discharges may have sped up the growth cycles. Now, there's a lot of locals from the area that claim Duke did mutant fish experiments in the 1960s and 70s.
So they might have created Normie.
Yeah.
Or Normies.
They did admit to doing fish stocking experiments where they basically introduced their own species of blue catfish.
Their own species.
Yes, so they were breeding blue catfish, and they were
Okay.
trying to see if they would survive in the water,
Right.
in the lake there.
Right. And they do, because they're there.
Yeah, they basically hybridized them with buffalo carp. So Duke never admitted to doing this, the hybridization with the buffalo carp, but people that have worked there have acknowledged that they've done that before.
Okay.
So
okay.
it's not like a official thing.
Right.
And locals have said they've seen catfish the size of Volkswagens in the lake
Okay.
because of this weird catfish species that they
Okay.
have created right outside. Now, the other thing is, whenever there's a nuclear power plant, people are going to talk about weird mutation
Right.
shit. So that was like the Duke doing actual,
Doing things.
doing weird science experiments
Okay.
in this fucking lake. But the McGuire Nuclear Station uses water from Lake Norman for cooling.
Yes.
And so stories have spread of glowing fish, two-headed turtles in nearby coves, all kinds of
Right.
weird
But that's
stuff.
also could just be people that are like, no, down with nuclear energy.
The problem is the McGuire Nuclear Station, also run by Duke Energy, which has also been in trouble multiple times for polluting
Maybe we shouldn't be fishing in Lake
runoff into the lake
Yeah.
from their coal side.
Yeah.
Right?
So only imagine what's coming
Only
out of the
imagine
nuclear
what's
side.
coming from the nuclear side. So who knows? Who knows? Especially when they first made the plant.
Yeah.
Because, they started building they constructed the plant in 1971.
Okay.
Nuclear plant. And the first reactor was online in the 80s. 1981.
Oh, wow. Okay. Took them a while to get it all set up.
Yes. I mean, it's nuclear energy, man. It's in the 80s. So, but it was named after the former president of Duke
Jerry McGuire.
Powers. Yeah, William McGuire. William McGuire. Yeah. Yeah, so that's like the big theories there that I found. So they think that they have a history
Right.
of not
fucking up.
Yeah, not doing the right fucking thing.
No.
Whether that be doing weird experiments with fish to see if they can get them to adapt and live next to the water that they're drastically raising the temperature for. So that's why they did that weird breeding thing with catfish and
carp.
and carp to make which
Carp fish.
carp are like goldfish, right?
Cat carp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aren't carp and koi fish essentially the same thing too? It's just like
Carp. Well, carp is like a broad.
right. A koi fish is a type of carp. Right?
Yeah.
Like okay.
I think
Like goldfish are a type of carp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, yeah. So they did that weird crossbreeding thing with the fish. They have been known for polluting the environment, covering it up, hiding, and then saying, we did it.
Getting sued and yeah.
Yeah. And it's to the point where it's going to take up till to 2038 to finish the cleanup. Like that bad.
Wow.
And they also have a fucking nuclear plant right on the lake where they're using lake water to bring into the fucking nuclear plant.
Yeah.
So
who's to say nothing got sucked up in there and pumped back out?
yeah, who knows? Who fucking knows?
So it sounded to me more like it's not a Lake Norman monster. It's Lake Norman monsters.
Yes. And that's like my thought process here.
Yeah.
Right? So they came in at a weird time period and built the largest lake in North Carolina.
Yeah.
For the sole purpose of just building a power plant. So they flooded and destroyed. Like, these guys gave zero fucks about the environment when they came in, right?
Yep.
They were like, here's 32,000 acres that are just fucked.
Yeah.
You know?
This is ours now. And they own the property. They own
do.
the lake. So that's 32,000 acres that Duke Power Company owns.
Yeah.
It's theirs.
Do they own the lake?
Yes.
That's crazy.
They own that lake.
That's insane.
At least at the time of building it. So I don't know if they lost any of it in the lawsuits or anything else like that, but technically it's their lake.
Yeah. But yeah, so they did all that shit. They fucking did weird experiments on fucking fish, polluted the water supply.
Burned our crops, doing a plague onto our people.
Yeah, and now people are seeing weird shit in the lake. And we've noticed that the sightings for this actually have been increasing to, recent times.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of sightings from like 2014, 2016, and there's not as many sightings in like the 70s and 80s, but there are. That's when it like starts up, like shortly after this power company makes this weird fucking lake in the middle of nowhere. So it's kind of fucking interesting, dude. I don't know. I was getting into this a little bit. I definitely want to look more into this company though, because it seems like they did a lot of weird fucking experiments. But shit.
Oh shit. Yeah. So Charlie.
Yeah.
How would you fight the Lake Norman monsters? Because we are now of the mind that there's more than one.
I'd catch them.
Yeah, but they're up to 25 feet, possibly.
Yeah. Big ass fish.
You're just going to go out there and just...
I'm a real man.
What do you think it would taste like?
Hopefully more like catfish than carp.
How does carp taste?
Like mud.
I thought catfish tastes like mud.
No. Catfish tastes better than mud.
I thought you said... What was the fish?
Bass tastes like
Bass
mud.
tastes like mud. You like catfish.
I like catfish. Actually, bigger catfish don't taste as good as smaller catfish.
Oh. So it probably wouldn't taste good at all.
Probably wouldn't taste that good, no.
You could probably calabash fry it.
Dude, you can fucking fry anything.
And then it would taste good.
Suddenly good.
We do a real big fish fry. You catch one of those, you put it on a spit.
Yeah.
And you slow roast it, then you flash fry it when it's done.
Yeah, dude, no, I'm straight up think this is some weird ass carp catfish species.
So you would just beat it by catching it, gutting it like a fish, and you're done.
Yeah.
I think you can do that.
I think.
Now, do you think you can handle a fight if you fell off the boat and there's like 10 of them?
You know what?
And do carp have teeth?
Yeah, they don't seem to be aggressive though. I don't think
they took that one scuba diver's fin.
Yeah, but that's it.
There's predatory instinct.
Yeah, but like catfish are technically predators, but they're like bottom feeder predators. Like they're not really like aggressive like that.
Okay. So maybe you could win.
Yeah. And I'd just be fishing, dude. That guy was scuba diving.
That's a good point.
Like they're probably down there, dude.
Yeah,
so
yeah, okay.
Straight up.
I think you could fit. I think I could fight the Lake Norman monster.
Yeah, dude. I just gotta catch this motherfucker and then get him on land, dude. You think I can't fight a fish on land?
You know what? Sometimes you can't even fight yourself on land.
Dude, I can fuck up a fish on land for sure. Easy days. But yeah, dude. Now I would just straight up catch this fish. That's all it would take.
I think you could do that. You're a pretty good fisher.
Yeah. All right, do you want to give this guy a rating? Because I'm kind of intrigued.
So, Charlie, how real do you think he is?
Okay. I think it's not a he. I think there are multiple of them.
How real do you think they are?
Pretty fucking real. It's a big-ass fish, dude.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a big-ass fish. And it's a lake where they did some weird-ass experiments with fish. And it's a man-made lake. It's a super fucking big lake. Mm-hmm. If there's going to be a giant-ass fish somewhere, it's going to be in a big-ass lake. It's not like one of those like weird lake monsters where like dude, this thing's in a fucking tiny lake. How the fuck is it there?
Right.
So I think it's pretty fucking real. I haven't seen it.
Right.
Haven't seen it. But everything adds up to it being, in the lake. Because there have been reports of there being very large fish in this fucking lake.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a solid fucking 4.0.
4.0?
Yeah. I think it's fucking there.
Honestly, I agree with you, and I'm going to be even more generous. Because I've given out 2 5s so far on realism on this podcast. I gave the Agua 5 because it's a big-ass turtle.
And Blue Devil.
Big-ass turtles are probably real.
Yeah.
And the Blue Devil because we had a body.
Yes.
It's just a big-ass fish in a nuclear lake.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give it a 5, but I'm going to give it a 4.9.
That's fucking high.
This one's really, really probable to me. Especially with the sightings getting more and more frequent.
Yeah.
Now, I would give it a 5. The reason I'm not is the sightings do get more frequent coinciding with the lawsuit. So that does make me think a little bit of now they know shit's going on in the lake and people are like, I saw it. Whereas like before they knew, people were like, I think there's a big ass fish out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of is one of those like, oh yeah, there's probably something there. And I think that's what that is. Or it's, bullshit because people just want to be, I saw the Lake Norman monster. But all signs do point that there's some weird shit going on in that lake. So there's perfectly possible for some weird thing to be in that lake.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm going to give it a 4.9.
Cool.
How about how cool do you think it is?
Pretty fucking cool. It is a crossbred species of fish.
Allegedly.
That has reached proportions that have not really been seen before.
Allegedly.
Now, is it a monster? No. Does it have teeth like a fucking, vampire? Does it do fucking cool cryptid shit? No. I think on a aspect of being a very interesting thing, like a cryptid that I think is completely there, adds a little bit to the coolness factor, but it can't be cooler than it is. So I'm going to give it a solid 2.7.
2.7. Okay.
Yeah.
I am going to go straight down the middle with 2.5 because it's just a big fish.
Yeah.
But the connotations of it being a man-made experimental mutated fish.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
But fish aren't that cool. At least not carp and catfish.
Yeah.
So 2.5 for me.
2.5.
How unique do you think the Lake Norman monster is?
You know what? For lake monsters, we normally always just see versions of Nessie.
Or snakes.
Or snakes. And this one's a little different. This one is it's a fish.
Yeah.
The large fish. It's the large lake fish. And they're not thinking it's, and they said, similar to like a dog head. But the reports that I've seen later on really kind of don't show a dog.
Drop the dog head?
Yeah, they're kind of like, it's got a weird head, but...
Right, because it's a carp cat head.
Yeah, and when they said dog head, I don't think they were saying, like, it had fur and was doing
just
wolf.
a dog-shaped...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what you think about, is carp have those kind of whisker things, right?
Yeah.
Right? So if you...
So the
see it in
catfish.
the muck... So the catfish, you're right. Catfishes kind of go out, and carps kind of go down.
Yeah.
So if it's got the catfish-shaped head, which is a little shovelly, plus the carp lower whisker downward thing, it's got its mouth open and it's floating along. Kind of has that kind of doggy kind of thing going on. So I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. So, yeah. No, I'd say it's fairly unique for a lake monster.
Yeah.
It's still in that lake monster category, but fairly unique for a lake monster. So I'm going to give it a 3.75.
3.75. I am going to give it a 2.75.
Okay.
Because it is unique for a lake monster, but it's still a dime a dozen
fish.
lake monster.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately lost some unique points by falling into the name ease. You have Nessie, you have Tessie, you have Chessie, you have
Yeah.
Normie, you have Formie, you have Bomie, and every lake monster has the name something E
Yeah.
from the lake that they're in. So it's kind of like, oh, here we got another one, you know,
Yeah.
which kind of takes away from the uniqueness of it all.
Yeah.
Like, imagine everybody in your neighborhood had their name ended in E. You have Charlie and Tarly and Allie and Barley and
Yeah.
it kind of takes away from it. So
A little bit.
2 3/4. I'll give it.
But yeah, cool. All right, let's
man. Let's get the math duck ready.
math duck.
Math duck is activating. Oh no, that's my brightness, not my volume.
Math duck is on the screen.
Math duck activated.
All right, you ready?
Ready.
Perfect. So we have a 4 plus a 4.9 plus a 2.7 plus a 2.5 plus a 3.75 plus a 2.75. And we have a total score of 20.6.
It's a pretty good score.
Pretty good score. This is a very well-rounded cryptid, honestly.
20.6.
It had it had one monster score and didn't have anything that was like crashing it.
Yeah, nothing dragged it down. It stayed above the floor. It floated above the halfway mark.
Everything
the entire
was
way.
very like median across the board there,
Nice.
which is pretty cool.
Good for Normie.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking awesome.
So I think that's it for this episode as
Yeah.
far as our cryptid talk goes. So make sure that if you are not already following us, you are following us. We really appreciate it. If you want to help us out, give us a little subscribe there too. That really helps us out. Go check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on TikTok. So yeah, do that. Join us in the Discord. You can post your requests in the Discord, and we actually will update the schedule with them and bump them up. We only do it for our Discord members, so get on that. Hop in there. It's in all our... oh my God, I had a stroke. It is linked in all of our socials. If you like movies, follow me on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
I've got a DNR list of everything movie related. I don't know how to talk.
Yeah.
I have a movie list of everything cryptid, ghost, true horror, and like conspiracy theory, alien, all that kind of cool stuff. That's in there. If you like books, follow my Goodreads. Same thing.
Yeah.
I have a bookshelf of DNR books.
If you don't like movies or books, follow me on Instagram. I don't post anything about movies or books ever.
He doesn't post anything on Instagram.
Never, ever will I post anything about a movie or a book on Instagram. I won't fucking do it. So if you hate those things, you can just know that my Instagram's a safe place for you. So, yeah. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, follow our stuff. Check us out. And we'll see you in the next one.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Bye, Mudpuppies.